Today, from U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, it's Week 5 of the NFL on EA Sports.
This will make it into the end zone. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. First down, Garoppolo. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line.
Garoppolo's pass.
So here come the Vikings as they get set for their first drive. And they will be led out by their 6'3" cornerback.
And what he's thinking about right now is first down, let's find a way to make a big play. Because when you get a sudden change situation, and that defense has to rush onto the field unexpectedly, you might catch them having a defensive breakdown or not quite prepared.
It was really sudden after the first play picked off. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook.
Number 33, Dalvin.
There are the numbers for Cook from a week ago. He was, without a doubt, one of the catalysts in that victory.
And he can really be the glue that makes this offense go, because when defenders have to commit to stopping him, that just opens up more opportunities in the passing game.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Operating from the gun. Day toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Johnson the intended target, but now it'll be 3rd down.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. From the gun, Day. And heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone...
Now Garoppolo lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Every week we hear talk about create turnovers, create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fun. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you. All right? So if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders.
Number 30.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Separating from the gun. Day. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Back to throw. Day. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. Raheem Mostert and the Niner offense getting the football back. Garoppolo looks to throw. Taking a shot for... He's got a man. Complete. The 20. Touchdown, 49ers. Deebo Samuel, his first touchdown on the year. And the Niners have taken the early lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Hauschka adds the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. This is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
Off the play fake. Day. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Off play action. Day. This one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
That's now 6 dropbacks, 6 incompletions. Yeah, the defense has been pretty good early, but he's got to start hitting some of those throws. He's making them better than what they actually are.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Looking to throw. Day. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here are the Niners to take over on offense. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll run for the first time with Raheem Mostert. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
He goes underneath the Drake. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The Niners have the 1st down on a gain of 11.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
The tackle made.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
At their own 1 yard.
Amazing. Perfectly placed. If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent game, all for naught on the page.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating? The guys who just gave up that play.
Cook following the penalty. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the 1st down as well. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
On the carry.
The pass rush specialist, D. Ford, in on the stop. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom, quick, 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 and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. That's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the 1st quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
Intercepted by the 49ers.
2nd interception for him now here in this 1st half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates going to check on it because...
And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown.
Complete to
Deebo Samuel with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. Where the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Still 1st quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
And they'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started at the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season, and, of course, it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and boy, are they getting downfield and creating extra blocks for him.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. From the gun, Day. Here's another interception, the third of this first quarter. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Running for the shotgun with Dre. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 39-yard line.
On 2nd and 11 now. Garoppolo. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
4 yards.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
No gain on the play.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
Complete.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal.
This defense porous so far in this first quarter. They face another 1st and goal. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him.
Well, that was point-counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
1st down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. A 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to George Kittle, his tight end. But now it's 3rd and goal, and this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Garoppolo now in 3rd and goal. This Minnesota D up to the task on the 3rd down pass play. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14. Vikings nothing.
And the 13-year man puts it through. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0.
Vikings.
So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick, But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And fires one incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
The Vikings on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Day. His pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 28. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
2nd and 4 at the 7.
From the 17, here's 2nd and 4. Garoppolo going to give to Mostert. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2. 3rd and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends. They'll try and run here with Mostert. But he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
So it's pretty simple, partner. You pick up a turnover, set you up in excellent field position. The last thing you want to do is go 3 and out in this spot.
Yeah, they would have to settle for a field goal attempt, but now they keep those touchdown hopes alive. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at him with the same play, the same set.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Raheem Mostert, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers add on to their lead.
Offensive line coaches always tell their guys, if we score touchdowns, that means we get to the end zone first. That's exactly what those blockers did, clearing the way for their back.
Hauschka with the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half.
Kickoff for San Francisco.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
25-yard line.
Dalvin Cook taking the field for the Vikings' next possession. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look at that. I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his 6th touchdown of the season. season. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit.
Dan Bailey lining up for the point after.
Well, I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use than that. And one play, 75 yards in zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25 yards.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Daniil Hunter able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down.
49ers.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Mostert. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
49er ball carrier.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Pettis hauling this in from Garoppolo. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. Garoppolo on first down. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Talk about a big first half. Already has the 2 touchdowns, adding to his receiving total there and picking up the first down.
He's coming off the line so fast. I think he's intimidating the defensive backs with his explosiveness, and he's chipping away at their confidence.
They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
The ball carrier.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Garoppolo's pass thrown away and incomplete. It's 3rd down.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
Third down, Dalvin Cook. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a fourth down.
No gain on the play. It's fourth down.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Fourth down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. The linebacker Fred Warner right there on the coverage. So they take a big chance here in their own territory. And you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room? Because I think the team's going to look at my coach. Why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter. I mean, what's going on here? You owe us some explanations.
Second and 4. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. That's complete to his receiver, Ayuk. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them a 3 and out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. That is caught at the 7. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. Garoppolo to his tight end Kittle for a Niner first down. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. And it's caught. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
They'll run with Mostert. And this is not going to do it as he stopped at the 2-yard line. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They'll come out in the pistol. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll run with Mostert. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Raheem Mostert with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Now here's Johnson. He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Throwing again. Day. Goes. The 49ers get there. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. An extra DB for the 49ers now on 3rd. Off the play fake. Day. That is incomplete. The linebacker, Fred Warner, right there on the coverage.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a fourth down. Well done.
Let's take it at around the 40. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And out will come the offense as they take over. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole...
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may force them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number one.
Second and 2 at the 32-yard line.
To throw on second down. Day. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
Forced to the ground and incomplete. He was covered by Richard Sherman.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Operating from the gun. Day. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
Incomplete from the contact. Results in a 4th down.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward.
By the 49ers. They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. From the gun, a run with Mostert. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. This is Mostert. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
Over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. Here he lost the football. And now it's a scooped up by the Flyers. And he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown.
For the extra point.
It gives some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Returning it, Johnson. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Minnesota now ready for their next possession. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it. Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
On the carry.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
'49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for 3rd down. From the gun, Day. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Boy, not deterred from those first 2 failed attempts. They're going to go a 3rd time here on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it here. He's going to look deep down the field. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. And predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. They run out of the shotgun with Mostert. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
He's brought down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
They almost had it. The big D lineman nearly had an interception. Instead, it falls down incomplete.
It's third down. And 5.
From the gun on third, Garoppolo. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Stephen Hauschka on for the field goal. A 37.
So they went to the booth to see if that was a touchdown, and they have decided it will not be a touchdown. 6 points off the board.
The kick is good. Makes the score Niners 41, Vikings 7.
So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
Johnson now returning. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
And you see Dalvin Cook in the offense heading back out. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably gotten some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. Off-play action. Day. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Incomplete.
We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. To throw again. Day. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Pass interference. Defense.
So call off the pick six.
Everything looked right. It looked like it was in their favor. Returned it for a touchdown, as you just described. But instead, the penalty for interference nullifies everything.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Day. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
The contact.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. And a 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Day's pass.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They're going to try and throw. This is incomplete. What a real head scratcher there. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. position. A gutsy decision there at this stage in the second half in their own territory, and a decision that they might regret.
Can't wait for the post-mortem. You know, this post-game press conference, because the questions are going to come fast and furious about this decision, no matter how the game turns out, right? What were you thinking there? Why? Did you have a certain play call? Were you confident in your defense? Oh, yeah. Why? It's going to keep coming up.
Yeah, no matter the scoreboard, just tough to justify. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the second one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
A nice looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Back to the air on second down. Day. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Off the play fake. Day. Comes back with one complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 44-yard line. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Off play action. Day. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. Third quarter here, 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Day. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. Dalvin Cook taking the field for the Vikings' next possession. He's up over 100 yards, and he'll be looking to get in the end zone again.
Has a tremendous nose for it, doesn't he? The ability to pile up yardage and find the end zone, that's the combination you want in your runner.
That's a combination any coach wants, and we'll see if he can find that end zone once more. Now throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, so much for getting separation. No chance there. Locked down tight, forcing the incompletion on that attempt.
That is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now, we'll step out These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
Certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time. Completing.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Off-play action. Day. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. The linebacker, Fred Warner, right there on the coverage. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's got the first down, yardage before being taken down at midfield. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That's caught. It's Kramer. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 17 yards, 1st down, Vikings.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. It's been a remarkable day at the office for him running the football. Those yards just continue to pile well past 100.
And how about more than double-digit carries in the second half alone? That's what you want as a runner, because you've got to prove to your offensive line that you're going to be as tough as they are. They don't rotate in and out on every play. Running backs often do, so those who can stay out there with their offensive linemen, those are the guys they really value.
Back to throw. Day. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. B.C. Johnson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to get a score back. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball, the hands of the quarterback, into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. They'll start the drive with Drake. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Ball carrier.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Daniil Hunter on the stop. A 2-yard gain on the play.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. They'll stay on the ground with Mostert. He's going to be stopped short of a first down as he'll get to him at about the 33. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Now, that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Day. It's caught by Coleman. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards the pickup there.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Off play action. Day. Wide open receiver complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 35. 23 yards the pickup there. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Coleman, the first down and a little extra. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we get back. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Throwing no, but it's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. A give to Cook out of the gun. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Going to be incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
On 4th down, Day. And this is caught at the 8. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the 49ers are going to get the football back. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. We you know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
On 2nd down, Mostert. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. Touchdown, 49ers. Raheem Mostert, 70 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Go ahead and give him the hat trick. He's been in the end zone now 3 times.
You toss your fedora first, okay? You go ahead and do that. But let's be honest about it. That third one, that's the most spectacular run he's had in the ball game. It's almost as if he's been playing his own game of, can I top this? And each run has been more spectacular than the last.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And those numbers, they kind of tell the story of his game so far. Started off not so hot. Now he's really heated up.
And remember, he signed up for duty as the guy who leads the team, right? The field general, the signal caller. So when things go rocky early, he can't just exit out and ask someone else to pick things up. He's got to do it himself. And that's what he's done here in this game.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. Off the play fake. Day. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. But this one's going to line up incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th. And we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
Now Garoppolo on the bootleg. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Anthony Barr gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A. The Niners on 3rd down. Not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 7. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Kenyon Drake, his first touchdown on the year. And the 49ers continue to roll.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well. Downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's gotten off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps and maybe stopping him before he can get going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage, okay.
Yeah, in this case, well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column, but as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Yeah, he's able to push it. His way forward somehow for a gain of about 2 yards. Second down now.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Off play action. Day. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Getting the sack, the 227-pound linebacker, Quan Alexander. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. This one complete to Coleman. And on the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's fourth down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. They'll run for it. Cook. He'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth.
Brandon, 4th and 1 on their own side of the 50, and they decide to go for it. As a former defender, I take that personally. I can't believe they let them pick that up. They should have swarmed the line of scrimmage and stuffed that one.
Not surprised, though, because they told us about this. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Eric Armstead. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
Exactly what they were looking for. They've been giving up yardage. They've been letting them drive right downfield, but they got a sack right there. How about that for a little bit of revenge?
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. And now here's another interception. Picked up by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line.
By the 49ers.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the 49ers, they move us.